Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the latest regarding Ronald Araujo, because we did see that scare that did happen in the match between Barcelona and Celta. And we are going to be discussing, is Araujo okay? When should we expect him to come back? Because we know that right now we are within the last two games. We know that Araujo is very injured right now. We've also seen many players go through suspensions, through yellow cards, through injuries. And so right now it's very important to talk about just overall, right, the defensive line. And then we're also going to be talking about Javi Galan, a player that has been linked to Barcelona as of late. Keep in mind, we did see Javi Galan play up against Barcelona yesterday, and he was facing against Dembele, and we are going to be discussing just how he did perform on that night. There is so much that we do have to discuss. It is going to be a very interesting and tactical video, but before we go into any of this, I do want to speak about the partnership between Sorare and Barca Media. If you guys do not know what Sorare is, they're basically a digital collectible company and a fantasy football game where within that website you get to own your own digital cards. You can collect these cards, trade these cards with your friends. You can use these cards every week by creating a 5-man lineup every weekend or week, and depending on who you place and how they perform on that week or weekend, you do win special prizes. And because Sorare and Barca Media have created this partnership, we have also created a very exclusive deal for you guys who are watching this channel. If you do use the link that will be provided down below, if you buy a total of 5 cards on auction within Sorare, you do win one free limited card. And keep in mind, winning a limited card will be something extremely special that you could use again during match days. Again, it's a very exclusive deal. You guys will love it. You guys can also follow my account through Sorare. We can trade, we can collect, and we're just going to be having so much fun. But now let's get back into the video and let's talk about Ronald Araujo, because it does say here, and it is official, complimentary tests on Ronald Araujo have been successful and he has been discharged from the hospital. The evolution will mark his availability. So yes, it is true that he has left the hospital. He was conscious all night. He was doing completely okay, and there's even been reports about him potentially receiving the green light already by tomorrow morning. So it's either he's superhuman or he's being forced from the club, that yes, he does need to play and needs to be back during training as soon as possible. Because man, let me tell you, if Araujo does not play in the next game, knowing the amount of suspensions that we have, the amount of injuries that we have when it comes to our defensive line, we might actually field a defensive line of Alejandro Balde, Lenglet, Mingueza, and Dani Alves. Imagine that. Imagine a defensive line like that going up against Getafe. So our next game is going to be on Sunday. Who knows whether Araujo is going to be recovering in time? We do not know. I think that right now we should be taking it step by step so he can fully recover in a very good way. And I'm just glad to see that Araujo is in good spirits, that he is doing okay, and hopefully he does get some rest, because he really does deserve it. But now let's go on to the next topic of today, and let's talk about Javi Galan. And so look, like I have said, Javi Galan did play against Barcelona. Like, he was in charge of stopping Dembele. And this was a moment for us to say, okay, this is a time for us to analyze. Is Javi Galan a great player? Is he a great left back? Can he take charge of someone like Dembele? But as the game was going by, the only thing that we have noticed when it came to Javi Galan was this. He was having one of the worst performances so far through his season. And we were just like, what is going on? Because he was dribbled past 2 times against Barcelona. Out of the 8 ground duels that he did encounter, he only won half, which was a total of 4. And then he lost the ball 13 times. And so I'm like, okay, he's making mistakes, but these are very decisive mistakes, because every time Barcelona found that opportunity, it was going through the right side. It was because of Dembele, and Javi Galan was making it very easy for this player. And I was questioning, I'm like, okay, why does Barcelona want to sign this player? Now, I am going to go through like every objection and every counter argument, because I know that many are going to be saying, but Kevin, you need to relax. Javi Galan is someone who is still learning, and also he was facing up against Dembele. We know Dembele is a great player. He's almost unstoppable. Who would stop Dembele in today's times? Well, here's the thing, right? Like, even though we do praise Dembele as a great player, he is still in the end not one of the best right wingers in the world, but he does have the capability to get to that level, to be the best player within his position, just like Xavi did say. And so knowing that, right, if we do buy Javi Galan and we see Barcelona become competitive again, right? Let's say that Barcelona go up against Liverpool or City or Bayern Munich, and we're just competing over and over again, like we're doing very great on that next season. But what would happen if one day we see Jordi Alba get injured and we're going to have to place Javi Galan? What would happen if Javi Galan does go up against Kylian Mbappe, Salah, Mahrez, Messi, all wingers who are clearly better than someone like Dembele. These are all wingers who are clearly more effective on the right wing than someone like Dembele. We will get dismantled on that left side only because we have signed someone like Javi Galan who is clearly not ready. Now here's the thing, right? Like, even though Javi Galan is not necessarily ready to be competing in top European football like what he did show going up against Barcelona, I would still take him, but for a reasonable price. This is what makes the conversation so difficult, right? Because the only reason why this conversation about Javi Galan coming to Barcelona is a very difficult topic, it is because Celta is actually pricing this player at 18 million euros. Why would Barcelona waste that much funds for someone like Javi Galan when we can use those funds for a better left back? And we are going to be discussing that topic later down this video, because look, he is capable to deliver against these small teams. Like, for example, if it's at the Premier League, he can deliver up against Arsenal or against Tottenham or against Leicester City. And then of course the Spanish league, right? Like, he can deliver against the Levantes, the Sociedads, against the Osasunas. But against the big teams though, that is where we do have to lay the big question mark. And so it does say here, according to Gabriel Sanz, this was a report that did surface 5 to 6 days ago before this game between Barcelona and Celta. And it does say here that Barcelona is facing two obstacles in the signing of the left back Javi Galan. Obstacle number one, there is a lot of competition for his signature from other clubs in La Liga like Sevilla. And then when it comes to England, there's also other clubs within that league that are interested in this player. Obstacle number two, his release clause is 18 million euros. And then he continues to say, Celta Vigo do not want to negotiate any swap deal involving players for Javi Galan, just cash. In addition, they're currently not thinking about getting Braithwaite and Ricky Puig either. So like I have said, 18 million euros is way too much for a team like Barcelona, and especially paying 18 million euros for someone who has a level like this. I would say, just going based off his level, seeing his age, seeing where he could be, but seeing where he's actually at, I would pay no more than 10 million euros max. Now I know, again, this may sound a little contradicting because many are going to be saying, but Kevin, didn't you say that Barcelona is all about grabbing these inexperienced players and growing these players to become great players one day? Which is, yes, true. Like, I always say that, like, this is what Barcelona is. This is what we do. This is within our DNA. But I just do not think it would make any sense for Barcelona to pay a total of almost 20 million euros and then expect him to compete for a spot against Jordi Alba next season. And who knows whether he's going to be reaching at that required level like Alba or like any other great left back in the future. And let me give you guys a great example, right, on who Barcelona should be going for if we're going to be talking about spending 18 or 17 or 22 million euros and try to compete against Alba next season. One of the best players, one of the best rising players to be more specific, right, since we're talking about grabbing these up and coming left backs to convert them into great left backs, one of them should be Marc Cucurella. Yes, you guys heard that right. A player that has been a Barcelona player before. Like, look at what he has been doing at the Premier League. He has been voted as Brighton's best player not too long ago, and it is because of a very big reason. Look at the amount of stats he does provide for this team and what he has been doing against this tough league that he is in. You look at the amount of successful pressures percentage he does have. He is currently ranked in 6th. You look at the crosses into the penalty area. He's currently ranked in 3rd. Tackles, he's ranked in 7th. Blocks, he's ranked in 10th. Progressive carrying distance, he's ranked in 10th. And then you look at this graph here, we can see that Marc Cucurella is on a league of his own. Look at how much to the far right he is in. He does bring the most progressiveness for his team. Yes, even more than someone like Alphonso Davies, even more than someone like Cancelo. So Cucurella has been someone who is very progressive. The only reason why he brings stats like this and why he has been highly ranked, it is because he is intense, he's focused, he's hyperactive, he's aggressive, he has that winning mentality. Mentally, he's very strong. You can clearly see that he does want to improve, and he has been doing all of this, portraying all of these numbers in the Premier League against the Cities, against the Liverpools, against the Arsenals, against the Chelseas. So that is someone that I would say Barcelona should be going for. It's a up and coming left back that, yes, is low-key kind of expensive, but it is worth it because he does bring the actual stats. He does show that he can deliver in top European football, which in this case the Premier League, because of how tough this league is looking like. And I'm glad to see that this player is growing, because I do think that in the end Barcelona may one day, and hopefully in this summer, eye this player and say, yes, this is a player that we should bring in. Yes, we have made a mistake a few months ago. This could be a player that can compete against Jordi Alba, and he'll bring the results that we do need on that left flank. But that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona daily news. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.